Dad, are you crying?
Who is your daddy?
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
I am your father.
Welcome back to Two Dads, One Sippy Cup, where two dads sip on each other's cups. And that's what we do here. Welcome back. Looks like my audio is recording, so it looks like we're in
Oh,
business.
here we go. Here we go again. Here we go again. Not ready for this.
All right.
So, before we start, for those who don't get to listen before we start recording, which is everyone, Vinny had his wife bring his son in, said hello, and then said, "Okay, you want to go to sleep? Good night." And then he was just like looking at him like, "I guess." And he handed his son over to Bay, and she just walked away like nothing.
What does your son do?
Now, well, it's going to be very different once your son is 19 months. So now Michael comes up with every excuse possible to not go to sleep.
Huh? Really? All right. Tell me about this. What does he do?
He'll just all of a sudden want to go outside. All right, Michael, it's time for bed. All of a sudden, we gotta go outside. We gotta go to the basement. Um, You want mommy to put you to bed? Yeah, go in there. All right, Mikey, time for bed. Tell him a story. Dada. Then I gotta go in. And then I'll be like, all right, tell him a story. And then he'll be like, he want to get down, and he'll go to the door and be like, Mama, Mama. I'm like, dude, enough.
Is that what you say? You're like, dude, enough.
I'm like, dude, it's time for bed, okay? And he's just like, he does not want to, like, he likes to sleep, but he doesn't want to stop.
Right.
He wants to keep going. Doesn't matter how tired, cranky. That's all gone now. He's like, mission number one, stay awake. That's all he wants to do.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, I definitely remember that as a kid. Like even now, I feel like I do that. I'm like, one more Reddit I'm gonna read, or one more TikTok I'm gonna watch. Like that's ingrained in us from when you're a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's more like you don't want to go to work in the morning and redo everything you just did.
I mean, I wonder what kids' reasons are. You know what I mean? Is he like
He
thinking
wants
the
to
same
keep
thing?
playing. All of a sudden, he'll literally be like about to go in his crib, and he's like, Wawa, Wawa. He needs water all of a sudden, like randomly. Like he hasn't drank a whole thing all day. He needs it now.
That's pretty
It's just
crazy.
he does not want to go to bed.
Bro,
He will, but he doesn't want to.
I get the you know, I don't know if you get this at your doctor's office, but every time I go to the doctor's office, they hand us a sheet of paper that kind of tells us like, at 9 months, your kid should be doing this, whatever the fuck.
Well, do you have to fill in like they ask questions and you have to answer them?
No.
Oh, we have to do that. It's like I guess for maybe autism or
Or
something.
like Head Start or something, yeah.
And it's like it's always crazy questions. And like if I'm there by myself, I haven't been in a while because like we try and plan it on a weekend or a day where Nicole's off from school
Okay.
because that just makes the most sense. So Nicole's been taking him a lot, like by herself.
Mhm.
But it is insane to like take care of your kid and also fill out this questionnaire in the doctor as he's screaming because he doesn't want to be in the doctor. Like things you got to think about, especially at first. Like now it's like, do you think your kid is deaf? Does he like point at this and bring you there? Like things that are easy, but like at that like crucial, like right around 1 month, it was 1 year. It was always like questions I had to like think about. I'm like,
Yeah, I
I don't
mean,
know, man.
I guess that's like what the purpose of this sheet is like to point out to you like maybe what things he should or shouldn't be doing. Like one of the things that really threw me off was like he should understand the word no. And I was just like, what? Like,
No,
I was like, no, he fucking shouldn't. Like, he definitely doesn't understand anything. Like, like, that's not true. He understands things. Like, you say mama, dada, like, he gets that now. Like, eat. But, like, if I say, hey, man, no throwing your Cheerios on the floor, like, what, what do you, like, is that, he's gonna stop throwing his Cheerios on the floor?
well, where you are, obviously no. Michael, you tell him don't do something, he's gonna do it
On
because he
purpose.
wants to do it.
Right.
He's gonna be Michael. Don't put that in your mouth. He'll look you dead in the face and go like slow, and you be like stop, and he'll pull it away, and then he'll try again. Like he'll just keep going.
I feel like, I mean, like they always talk about like your kids will test your limits, right? And like obviously that's true, right? Like you think about it, like they're gonna do it, but like they're not gonna let you know they're doing it. But these motherfuckers, like they look at you dead in the eye when they're testing your limits. They're like, "You gonna let me do it this time?"
Sometimes, yeah. They're
Like
like, all right, let's see how many times I can try before it's no good anymore until it's like bad.
right. Like
Yeah,
he'll
well,
always
'cause
climbs the
he's learning,
stairs.
you
Yeah,
know.
he climbs
Yeah,
the stairs
yeah, the
every time,
stairs.
and whatever. Like obviously, I don't care really. I'll just follow him to the stairs. Like I gotta be with him anyway. It's not like I can just let him roam the house. Like, but if you're just laying there and you're watching him, you watch him go to the stairs, and then he just like finally, as soon as he gets there, he's ready to climb up the first step. He just turns around and looks at you like, "I did it, motherfucker. What are you gonna do
Yeah,
now?"
you get over here and make sure I don't fall. Has he ever fallen back?
I mean, like only while I'm there. I've never let him get
I'm
like
saying
further.
while you're there.
Yeah.
No, Mike, I remember like early when he was doing the stairs, he like fell and I caught him obviously, but I was like, dude, if you're not paying attention for like literally half a second, such bad shit can happen.
Oh,
It's
for
so
sure,
bad.
for sure. Yeah, I mean, no, yeah, he's fallen before, and he thinks it's funny, like, which is a problem. Like,
No, Michael falls and he laughs. What's actually really funny is Michael will fart and then laugh, and I think that's hilarious.
he's starting to like put together that the farts are his now, and like, I think we're getting there to like the point where like he'll realize, like he was like,
It's really it's really funny how kids like obviously some things they pick up from you, but other things are like literally just funny to them. Like just because it's funny to them.
yeah, and it's like weird
Like
shit too, like like one time like I was playing with the fucking rubber ducky in the tub with him, and I was just like, yeah, the duck says quack quack, and like he just lost it when I said quack quack. So I was like quack quack, and he just started losing it. I'm like, what the fuck is so funny about that? Like,
quack quack, bro. Quack quack quack. Michael doesn't do the quack quack, like the quack quack quack, like that noise that is actually what they sound like and not a quack. That's what he does.
really?
He
So he
doesn't
like
he doesn't and he doesn't do oink oink. He goes
get out of here. That's pretty funny.
yeah, he won't like do the other like how they say it sounds, He actually does the freaking sound. It's really funny. Kids just do weird shit, man.
For sure.
But but I don't know. Like if I had twins right now, like as much as I say, oh, we wouldn't have made it because newborns, two newborns at once, dude. I took Michael to my in-laws like 7:45 in the morning on Saturday because Quinn, my niece, slept over their house, and Michael was up. We were all up, so she's like, Nicole was like, "Let's go see Quinn, Mikey." It was utter chaos for like an hour and 15 minutes. Like two toddlers, like over 18 months, just running around destroying everything. Actual chaos. We looked away for half a second. One of them was on the table. We're like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
We had a kid over the other day, and like they just like crawl around the house all the time. But the other kid was he was a little bit older than and Vincent, like just like a month and a half or two. But like that's kind of a big difference. Like I feel like between 10 months and 12 months, just because like he can almost walk. Like there's shit that he can do that like Vincent can't. Whatever.
Mhm.
Anyways, when the kid was trying to go up the stairs, like he was throwing tantrums. He was like, "No, I want to go up these stairs," and like it's just funny like how they like he's just not at like tantrum level yet because he's like you could just distract him. You could just be like, "Hey, like here's the new thing." You know what I mean? Like for the most part, you're not getting that full on like that's the thing I wanted to do. Like you could always trick him into something else, it feels like.
Ah, yeah, it's so the tantrum thing is like really hard because it's like over the most ridiculous shit. Yesterday, Michael loves to go on our bed, like and watch TV with us or just play in our bed. But so as you walk in, you make a right, like the bed's right there. So there's like a little hallway, if you want to call it, between the wall and the bed. And every time he tries to rip out the plug, like we have a lamp plugged in, because I don't live in like a big fancy mansion like you. Like my old house has no overhead lighting upstairs in
Your
most
old
rooms.
house? Oh,
My house is
your
old.
house is old. Oh yeah.
Mm. I get
My
you
house
confused.
first off, my house didn't either. I fucking installed it myself, you jerk off.
Uh, okay,
Okay.
so next time you come over, make sure you do that
I will.
for me. And I don't want that like the whole kitchen outlets don't work like you did. I want it
My
to all
kitchen
work.
outlets work now. I fixed them.
Yeah. Your dad had to come.
My dad did have to
Anyway,
fix them.
uh anyway, he pulls out the lamp that every time and I yell at him obviously, and he threw the biggest fit cuz I would not let him play with the outlet. He threw himself on the floor, screaming, tears down his face, turning red. Won't let you pick him up. I'm like, "Dude, I'm saving your life here, buddy. Like I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm saving your life."
Oh my god.
Like the and that's just the little thing. If like now he's obsessed with sitting on the toilet and flushing the toilet. Like if you don't let him flush the toilet one more time, he's gonna absolutely lose it.
That's pretty nuts.
Or before he wanted to bring chalk inside the house. No, buddy, we play with chalk outside. Stays outside. He won't. He won't let go of the chalk. You take it away from him, loses it.
I feel like I feel like this is a good spot to interject the top three things that you were talking the top three you were talking about before.
Oh yeah.
Like how you
Okay.
break these things a little bit, like how you like convince them that they can't have what they want. So you
Well,
explain it. You kind of
especially so Michael is obsessed with TV. Like he loves it. Yeah, and but if it's on, he's a zombie. Like straight up, he won't answer you. Michael, you want
so
the
this segment is top three things that you like will say to your kid to that's not true to make them stop doing a thing that you want them to do.
basically top 3 lies you got to tell your kids to
Yeah,
just move on.
right.
Move on. Or for instance, my wife was sick this morning and I'm getting him ready. He's like he just keeps saying mama, mama. So he goes to our bedroom door and he's screaming, "Mama, mama." And I'm like, "Buddy, like you can't. Mommy doesn't feel good." And now then he starts to cry, like crying. I'm like, "Oh no, mommy's just sleeping, buddy. She's sleeping." So I always go with she's going to sleep or sleeping, and that works for the TV too. Oh no, the TV has to sleep. The TV's got to go to sleep
Really?
now. Yeah.
That's an interesting one. Okay. So
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 my number
things go
one
to so
is
things go to
sleeping.
sleep.
Yeah.
Huh. I haven't. I just thought of one that I haven't obviously had to do this yet, but one that I'm thinking of that my mom used to do to us was she used to change the clocks to different times, so we would think it was
Whoa.
later at night, and we would go to bed earlier.
Dude, that's like a lot of work for back then because you had to like spin the fucking back of that clock to like do that.
Well, no, I mean like think about it. It's digital clocks on like the stove.
Oh, okay. All right. The stove, I
I
guess.
mean
Yeah.
like I'm just assuming at like 3 or 4 years old we might have been able to see like the time, but I don't think we could read analog clocks at that point, right?
I have no idea.
I don't know. This is what my mom used to tell us. She said she would change the clocks, especially on New Year's. She would make it like New Year's at 9 o'clock.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. Like, I saw one time on YouTube, like, there's a whole like show and a countdown and everything
Hmm.
that kid people can play for their kids. But yeah, I feel like that's a normal one, especially on New Year's. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
all right, it's 12 o'clock, even though it's 9 o'clock. Like,
Right,
gotta
right.
go to bed. So, all right, I guess you're gonna work in the. You're gonna be traveling through time.
Yeah, that's my number one. What else you got?
So Michael's a big he's got a boo boo, I gotta kiss it thing.
Okay.
Like he loves like I walk in the door, he's eating, and all of a sudden he's like boo boo, and he wants me to like kiss his boo boo. So I'll be like, oh, the TV's got a boo boo, or when Nicole was sick last time, I'm like, oh, mommy's stomach, she has a boo boo in her stomach, and he gets that something's wrong when there's a boo boo, so he's like, all right, so sick and boo boo, same thing.
Okay. You're saying the lie is that the boo boo like things have to like be left alone because they have a boo boo type of thing.
Yeah, the TV's not working right now. It has
It
a
has a
boo
boo
boo.
boo. Okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty smart. I like that one. Um, all right, my other one is my parents used to tell us they were taking our animals to the farm. They were going up to the
Hmm.
farm. They're gonna live there now, and that was when
What animals?
Well, one time my dad took a rabbit to the farm, and that rabbit actually was dropped off in the preserve. Um,
You had a pet rabbit?
we did, yeah.
Interesting. Along with Johnny's hamster.
We had hamsters and gerbils. Most of those were brought to the farm.
Yo, do you think that most people had hamsters?
I have no idea. Did they not?
Because I got into an argument with, not an argument, like a discussion with Nicole, because she never had one, and I'm like, everybody had fucking hamsters. What are you talking about? And she did a poll on Instagram, and I think it was like really close to 50-50.
Okay.
I just feel like everyone had a hamster. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like if you didn't have a hamster, you brought one home from school. That was like the teacher's pet or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I remember I I'm pretty sure I had a hamster and like I've had it in the ball like from school and it got out and I had a cat. Nothing bad happened, but I like remember that
Right,
happening.
right. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
that's a good one. Oh man, like death is like a scary thing for kids and obviously like I might have to use that for Luna because Michael's gonna flip the fuck out when that happens.
really? You think he'll notice that she's gone?
Oh hell yeah.
Interesting. But you got years. Like you're gonna have to actually explain death to him by the time that fucking cat dies. Like,
She's like, where is she? She's here. She's like like 5, 6, 7.
yeah,
One of those.
probably right, because
One of
you got her
one of
before I
those.
got my dog. So
I got her when I lived in Queens, and that was I've been in my house 4 years. Probably this Christmas time will be like 7,
okay. Yeah, so I
which
mean,
is
so
crazy.
you could possibly have 10 more years with this cat, dude.
I don't know. I guess I don't know how. It's weird. I've had a lot of cats, and I don't know. Like I have no idea.
Like they just, but you've had cats die.
Yeah, obviously, I've had like this is my fourth cat in my lifetime.
Really?
Um, yeah, I had Elvis, and
I never knew. I never met
I
Elvis. I
have
don't think.
yeah no I was young. I have a horrible memory, but I remember being in Valley Stream and him dying. And my mom said I cried for like days, like
Oh my
days.
God. Yeah, no, we didn't. We didn't ever cry because
Then
all
we
our dogs got to go live on the farm.
hmm. Yeah, my mom I used to bring home like 100 million salamanders from the Poconos when I was growing up.
Right.
And like frogs and all crazy shit. We used and by my house in Valley Stream, there's like a little park with like a creek, and my mom used to be like, "All right, we're gonna go let them go," and we go let them go, and they'd all die like within 5 minutes probably.
Probably.
But I thought they were like going to live there,
All right. What's your last one?
I mean, it's not necessarily. I don't know if I have a last one. I just really been sticking to those top two. Um, the only other thing I use to like get him off of something is food, and that's not a lie. I have to give it, but
Right. Right.
that's
Well,
the
it's an
only.
excuse. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe it's not lies. It's just like excuses. Top three excuses. But oh no, let's just go eat a cookie. Okay, never mind. I don't care about me pulling the outlet anymore. I want to go eat a cookie. So
That's a good one. Yeah. I mean, I my last one is a classic. It's another time one. It's we're almost there. That one was used on
ooh,
us all the time.
the almost there is a bad one. Especially when you're like you get to that point when like the difference, and you're like, we're not almost there. These motherfuckers, these motherfuckers are lying.
Oh fuck yeah, I remember that. Yeah, so that's our top three lies, excuses we will or have been told by parents here, there, or in the future, in the past. Um,
Yeah, see, now we're educating the people.
exactly.
Cause, cause, not that like our parents didn't educate us, but like that wasn't their job, right? Their job was to help us grow and mature, right? But no, who the hell teaches you things about
I,
being a parent?
Nobody. You just learn on the fly, dude. Have you not been around the past 19
I, I,
months?
No, I know, and it's hard. Like, for instance, another thing I wanted to talk about was you go somewhere and your kid wants to leave, whether it's been 2 hours, it's been 5 minutes, it's been an hour, it doesn't matter. But you have more time there. Do you just leave? Do you? I
What?
guess it's similar to
Yeah.
like
So
kids like quitting a sport, right? Do you let them quit? Do you like force them? Because I have two examples. One time, my in-laws had to pick up Michael from daycare, and I had to get him from their house after work. And I was like, all right, I'll wait for my mother-in-law so she can see him when she gets home. And all of a sudden, Michael gets up and he goes, bye bye. And he grabs his shoes and he goes to the door. He wants to go home. I'm like, Michael, you want to go home? Yep. Oh, okay.
so what'd you do? You went home?
So I just packed up and left. Yeah, I
True.
went home.
I mean, I guess in a
And
situation like
apparently
that, it
when my
makes sense to like give in though. Like, are we really gonna argue about this right now? Like, it's fucking it's a weekday. Like, I just want to have a relaxing night.
true, but so every Thursday over the summer, Michael went to this gym class called the Little Gym. Sometimes he loved it, sometimes he hated it. Towards the end, he hated like the last like four. He hated. And he would just flip out and he'd run to the door and he'd want to go home. You'd be like, Michael, can we go play? Mm-mm. Michael, you want to go home? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to go home. So every time we made him stay. Every single time.
Right, right.
Except the very last class, last Thursday, I looked at Nicole. I'm like, can we just go? Can we just go home? I can't sit here and hold him while he screams for another 20 minutes. I can't do it. We went home.
Right, right.
But it's like, what's the right thing to do?
I don't know. Like, is there, like, is there really a right thing? Like, do we really have to like? I guess like that's the thing.
Well,
Does everything have to be a teaching moment? Or you just have to go, look, I'm the world's greatest dad, and you got a fucking Yankee shirt on? Is that what you're about to do?
no. You just don't understand what it's like, man. You don't get it.
Get what?
You will never what it's like to be fat. You don't get it. You know what's happening to me right now?
I don't.
If I took my shirt off, I'd have a little red line under my tits. Okay? So I'm trying to
I do
readjust
know
and
that
not
red
have my
line.
yeah, sure. You
That's
know all
but
about it.
that's the line. When I get that line, that's when I say to myself, "All right, Vin, you got to cut back on the beers."
Well, it's been like this for 30 years, so there's no going back. So that's just another thing you don't understand. But it's not necessarily like everything's a teaching moment. It's like for instance when your kid is going to play sports, like I remember vividly before I got really into sports, I hated them. Like I quit everything.
Right.
Soccer, karate, everything when I was young. And I don't know, not saying that wasn't the right call, but I remember my dad was always pissed about it.
Yes, I remember the same
And
thing. Yeah.
like should you let them quit or should you teach them like you don't quit like like I would like quit in the middle of the game, be like, I'm fucking done and leave.
I feel like that
You
sounds
know,
like you. Yeah, like that doesn't sound like that doesn't really.
I used to do that. I will still do that. I'll never forget. I went on freshman in college. I went on a skiing trip with Kim's family, and her parents got us the whole family. They got us like snowboarding lessons. So this fucking guy is teaching us snowboarding. And have you ever snowboarded?
I ski.
Okay. Well, so you have your 2 feet like strapped in, but during the class you wouldn't strap in. You'd go down this little hill and he'd make you fucking walk all the way back up with 1 foot strapped in and the other foot not strapped in. So I'm like, guy, I'm fucking done. I'm not doing this. I said, I'm not. I'm sweating. You're making me go up and down this hill with 1 foot strapped into a snowboard. He goes, I've been teaching snowboarding for 20, whatever he says. Nobody's ever quit. I go, well, I'm your first one because I'm not fucking doing this, dude. I'm not. So I sat my ass in the snow in the corner and waited for the class to be done. Because I can't, man. I can't. I'm not doing that.
No, I feel that. I mean, when my brother quit, my brother like cried. Apparently, this is just how the story goes. My brother really wanted to quit soccer or play soccer. He gets out to the soccer field, doesn't want to
Mm.
play, throws a fit, won't play. So my dad said, if you're not going to play, you have to hold my hand the rest of the day. He made my brother hold his hand the rest of the day. Like there was shit like that my parents used to do to us all the time. Like, all right, you got to go sit in the room with your brother for the rest of the day, or like, you know. And I saw people on TikTok the other day. This dad was like, "You want to tell me about parenting?" And then he like opens up the back door and his three girls are standing outside with their hands holding around a tree, and they're like, "Dad, can we stop?" And he's like, "Hold your hands!" And like shuts the door. And like that's the type of parent I want to be. You know what I mean? Where there's some really good memories about like punishments. That's a funny punishment. Like
It's a funny punishment.
like
I guess like part of you have to find that fine line between like funny to you but still okay.
well, yeah, of course, of course.
you know?
But I think those are like important because like I look back on some punishments and I'm like that was funny. Like that my dad made us do that, you know, or like my mom did this. Like
I mean, I was never punished in my life, so
no, huh?
I was a good kid, man.
I don't buy it. Um,
I'm a good kid, always have been, always will be. I do
let's.
remember I quit karate though. You want to
Oh
know why
yeah,
I quit karate?
I'm interested. Did you lose to a girl?
Oh, so the first day you go, it's all karate. They give you your like white robe and everything. I'm like, cool, man. Next class, what would you wear to the next class, Vin?
the white robe.
What would you wear to the second karate class
The whi-
after at the first karate class they give you your white robe and your karate gear?
I'd probably wear my karate gear.
Yeah, I wore my white robe, everything. Nobody else did. Nobody else did, Vin. So I never went back to karate.
Wait, did you have to stay that whole time? Like, did you have to wear the karate?
I don't remember if I stayed or if I was like I turned in and turned out. I don't remember, but I remember I never went back. Mm-mm,
I feel like they should have been more
no.
specific about what you're supposed to do with the garb.
Yeah, like I don't know how old I was. I have no idea, but I remember being the only person wearing a stupid white robe, and I never went back. And that white robe stayed in my closet for like ever until I moved. I think
Um,
never, not for me.
I think so. Let's I think the Reddit is a good spot to do right here. Earlier today, you guys had a little situation. Can we talk about that or no?
Yeah, I mean,
So you guys, so
long,
Nicole was sick. You guys thought she took a pregnancy test. She wasn't pregnant. Whatever.
yeah. Well, it was weird because she got the stomach virus, same thing, like throwing up in the middle of the night, like 2 weeks apart. That's like weird, you know?
Right,
It's
right,
like that's not is it how can it would just be really bad luck to have food poisoning and or a stomach virus 2 weeks apart.
right. So
So yeah.
so
So
this
yeah.
kind of brings us right into the Reddit of the week, the parenting Reddit of the week. Um, I thought this was a really interesting question. What's the best age gap between kids and why? And I guess when you said that today, that's what made me pick this one. So it says my husband
Better
and
the one you picked last week.
what? Yeah, I think
Better
so.
better th-
We got a lot of complaints about the one we picked last week. Everybody was complaining. All of our fans were complaining,
we got
and
we
we
got
had
a
a
lot
lot of
of
fans.
fan mail. The
Yeah,
fan mail was going crazy.
for sure. My mailbox full with fan mail.
You know
Um,
how many autographs I had sent back? They sent me pictures of myself, headshots, and I had to sign them.
and you
They're
send
like,
them back. You sign them.
"Yeah, you should be getting yours."
All right, I'll look out for them. So this one is, what's the best age gap between kids and why? My husband and I have a wonderful 19-month-old daughter. I think that's how old Michael is, right?
That is correct.
And are discussing the timing of number two. We want to start trying when she's a little over 2 or a little over 3. So she would be 3 or 4 when the baby is born. Okay, I guess that makes sense, yeah. We only want 2 kids, so we are taking this very seriously and weighing all the pros and cons of the 2 age gaps. It's only one age gap. Oh, they're weighing the cons of these 2 specific age gap. What do you think is the best age gap and why? What do you think?
Um, so everything is relative. It's every So if you want to take out you want to take out finances and everything. You just want to work
Well,
off
no, I don't
age
want.
gap between kids.
I mean, we could look at a little bit of both, but I don't think we should just take out. I mean, finances is such a big part of it.
Well, of course. I don't know. Some people are very different. Me personally, now I don't. Not that I couldn't afford a second kid right now. My life wouldn't be fun if I had a second kid right now.
I mean,
um,
yeah.
um, so that might affect my thinking to lean one way. Me personally, and you, at least with Frankie, 3 years. I think that's a good age gap.
Yeah, and I feel
Um,
like that's a pretty standard one because like it just seems like that's what a lot of people have, right? Like 2.5 to 3 years.
yeah, it makes sense because like your kid at 2 years old, and then you start trying, I guess, um,
Yeah, I mean,
is old enough. I don't know. To me, I like to give my time to Michael for himself. I'm not saying he wouldn't have fun if he had a brother. Of course he would. But my attention to him wouldn't be anywhere close to the same. It would be probably less than half because a newborn requires more.
oh yeah, it would 100% be less than half.
So
Yeah, there's so many things I
me
worry about with that.
personally, that's like not necessarily fair to him. He loses some and gains another in another way. That's just my personal. I think I outweigh like my time with him versus a little brother or sister more.
You're
Like
saying
my time more.
your time is more valuable to him. You're saying, like
Not to
essentially.
him, maybe to me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's maybe both. I'm not, and that doesn't mean it's right like whatsoever. It's just me
Yeah, no,
personally.
that's why we're discussing it. I mean,
Um,
I kind of like a little bit of a wide age gap between the first one and the second one, mainly because I don't want another one yet. Um,
so I look at it as like Johnny's the same age as my cousin Nicholas, right?
yeah, we're all like two
So
and a half, two and a half,
six.
two and a half.
So
Yeah.
6 years. I not that I haven't always been close with Nicholas. Not that I always Nicholas is like a brother to me. But now it makes a big difference.
What do you mean now? Like now you and Nicholas?
Yeah, like because we
Oh,
are just in very different parts of our life.
right. But I think that's true in a lot of scenarios, right? Like when you switch scenarios in your life, like when you go from living, even from like going from living in an apartment to living in a house, like you are moving into a different like zone in your life where like
Hmm.
the people that are still living in apartments, they're not like it's not a big deal, but like they don't understand a lot of the things that you're
It's
dealing with.
definitely different. It's
Yeah.
definitely different. Yeah.
Same thing with having kids, getting married, like whatever it might be. Like even if you think about like when you first got into a serious relationship, like your priorities start changing like based on your station in life. And I feel
Mhm.
like we're getting a little far away from the age gap question, but um, but I see what you mean. I don't know. It's like it is a big difference at this age, and I think about that like me and Johnny, just for example, like we're just at different stages of my life. 6 years ago, I was doing exactly the same thing he was doing though. You know what I mean? It's not
No,
like
Johnny is so much cooler than you, dude. No,
okay.
you were not doing the same thing as Johnny. Johnny's so much cooler than you.
Yes, he's probably having way more fun than I ever had. But similar
Hmm.
scenarios, like leaving home, going out, and fucking living by yourself,
Hmm.
which is basically what I'm saying. But like, yeah, like
No, no,
it's
and it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing either. It's just what it is, right? It's just
right. So looking at that with the age gap, though, like if it was like 1 and then 6 years in the next, like that's a big age gap. Whether it's like
well, you
for
got to think
whatever
about
reason.
for you too. Like so in 6 years, no, it'll be four. Say 4 from now for me. I'll be almost 35. Like I already am tired. Imagine how tired I'll be then.
No, yeah, and I guess that's the other pro of having them all like bing bang boom, get them done, because then you're done. But like,
Yeah, I mean, I
I don't know.
always before kids, like before kids in terms of like 3 years ago, right? I always kind of pictured it like, all right, 1, 2, I want them to be close and get it over with type of thing. But I don't know. I don't want to get it over with. I'll probably be really sad like when my next kid is not like a little kid anymore, you know?
No,
Like that's
yeah,
like
it is
probably
sad.
really sad.
Dude, like I can't even. When I see newborn videos on TikTok now, I have to scroll, otherwise I cry. Like, I can't even handle it.
Yeah, I saw a sad a TikTok that like really made me think.
I feel like I know exactly which one you're gonna say, but let's hear it.
Uh, maybe. It was like watching my second kid in the newborn phase and like cherishing all these moments versus like your firstborn where
Oh,
you just like
really?
want it to be where you want it to like be over. Like you're like, oh, only one more hour until he goes to sleep, or
True.
because because when if you're only having two kids, you're trying to cherish that
Yeah.
moment
Here's the thing,
because
though.
you know it's
When
over
when
soon.
people say like cherish the moment to me, I really hate that shit because when I am tired, like it does not matter. Like I could pretend I'm cherishing that moment at that time, but like I'm barely hanging on. Like I can't even like
No,
focus. You know what I mean?
I definitely know what you're saying. I just feel like, I mean, how many kids do you plan on having, or is that not kosher?
I mean, I don't even know really, to be honest. It really just depends on how this goes the next couple months, and I mean, I don't know.
What do you mean? How this goes the next couple months? How what goes?
I mean, he's about to start walking and moving and shaking and shit. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess I
This
just
will
don't
get
know.
real for
Like,
you.
I mean, I know I have to have another one. My wife told me, so
Okay.
like, so I am
So
at least having one
I've
more.
always been set on two. I've always
I
like
just have a big
that's
problem with two. I feel like anybody that just has one other sibling is such a whack job.
yeah. You let me tell you, you are very normal. Hmm.
No,
Very normal.
Marissa always talks about how like only children are really weird people. I don't
Uh,
know. I'm not sure I buy into that. I like there is some weird people that are only children, but there are some really weird people that have plenty of siblings too.
100%. I just think there's weird people and not weird people, and we are both in the weird people
Oh,
category.
we are,
So
you think?
I definitely am, and I'll tell you right now, you're not normal, my friend. So
um, so like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think two, but like maybe if we had another boy, like maybe we'd have three. I don't fucking know. Like it really just depends. I just don't like the
I'll
idea
put,
of two because I feel like it's always an argument. At least I remember like when it was the three of us, we would always gang up on one of like two of us would gang up on one person. And then like we would all switch, you know what I mean? Like somebody would
yeah,
always
but
be
that's
getting
because you're
bullied.
boys. Like a boy and a girl, they just want different things.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know.
You know.
I have never had a girl like in our family or even like remotely close to it,
Also,
so.
I mean, I would say me and my sister were not close until I went to college, probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we always fought, like always.
I mean,
But my sister and I were very different. I was like nerdy, you know? Like I cared about school. She didn't. She wanted to go out. I didn't. Like I didn't. I just wanted to chill and like do my homework.
I guess that's the thing. Like, no matter what you do, like, there's gonna be weird, awkward relationships when people live in the same house together for fucking 20 years. You know,
Yeah, that's true.
like
Yeah.
there's no way around that. Once kids are going through puberty and they're living together, like, that's got to be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. That's why girls scare me.
Why?
I just feel like they get real mean, dude. The worst thing that happens with boys is you're just gonna like find like gross things, but
I
at
guess.
least they're not. At least they're not gonna be like super mean about it.
I don't know. Like, tell me about this though. Like, when you guys were growing up, like, if you got in a fight, would you tell mom and dad, or like, was it like you handled it?
uh, I mean, I feel like I always got told on,
True.
but
I
I
feel like
also
that's
don't
yeah.
really remember.
Like with us,
I'll
because
never.
it was three boys, we just never ratted each other out because like no matter what, if you told, everybody was in trouble.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, snitching was like a big thing in my house, you know. So
right. So like that wasn't
don't be a stool pigeon, don't be a Sammy the Bull, all kinds of things. I feel like you got in more trouble for telling than anything.
Oh, really?
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, we would get in trouble just for causing it wasn't like the fact that we were snitching. I mean, like I just specifically remember us being like, don't. I remember like if something happened, we'd be like, don't tell mom and dad, don't tell mom and dad, because like if they
Say
told
look,
mom
say
and
look,
dad, like it would be a big problem.
dude. First of all, I thought that Fusilli Jerry was like Jesus or something. Second, I feel like more and more is being added to that shelf like every week,
I
like
mean,
just a little bit.
yeah, I'm slowly decorating.
Mm. I like Fusilli Jury. It's nice. Good touch.
It's got his own like little shelf with his
D-
plant.
Dude, someone wanted to buy that thing for me for like $15.
And you didn't sell it to me because you were giving it to me?
Yep.
Wow.
Danny sold his. Like we were there, and he's like, "Oh, someone's like, I'll $15 here." Danny's like, "Take my shit," and I was
Oh,
like, "No."
you got it from the Yankee game or some shit?
We went to a Coney Island game, like what the
Oh, right.
Cyclones.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. So you owe me $15.
All right. So yeah, so I don't know. Perfect age gap? Probably it's probably like 3. Like that's the perfect age gap.
Yeah, anywhere between probably between 2 and 4,
Yeah,
right? Because like,
you're close enough, but you're not like right on top of each other.
'cause Nicole and her brother are 2 years,
True.
and like, so Nicole kind of grew up and knew all of his friends and
Yeah, I
like
like
knew
that.
Shannon, like
Right.
knew Shannon before John knew Shannon, so like that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I guess we could aim for that, right? So you're gonna have to start trying soon, and we'll get it done by 3 years, and we'll.
No, I won't be having another kid until either one of my parents, including my in-laws, retire and can like watch
Right,
one
right.
of them, or Mikey starts going to school. One or the other.
That's a good idea. I
Whatever.
like that.
Because I can't afford double time at daycare. I can't.
Yeah, my nanny keeps asking like if we're gonna have another kid soon, and I'm like, is it free for us for you? Like,
But for me, it would be double. There'd be no break. It's
I mean, I can't imagine we would pay double. It would obviously have to be more. Like we would have to give her even if she said like no, I would have to give her something. But like I
I would
can't pay
say
double.
it would probably have to be a half
You think?
at least,
I don't know.
dude.
Like my mom was a babysitter like long term, and like she never. That was never how it worked out.
I mean, that was a long time ago.
It was 10 years ago.
Times have changed, dude. There were 10 kids at Michael's daycare today. How do you do that by yourself? How do you do that?
What? The inmates are just
How
running the show
do
then.
you do it?
I mean,
Crazy, crazy.
oh man, that is crazy. I can't even remember the time I've been in a room with 10 people.
And like
Like,
all different ages, like from like 4 to like 6 months, like
wow.
crazy. Where do they all sleep? I don't even know. I have no idea.
You don't ask those questions. Like you didn't go in and be like, "Where's his bed gonna be?"
Nic- Nicole, I think, did
Oh, okay.
like the very first time, but I never did.
Speaking of, this will be the last thing we discuss. We're running close to our time here. Um,
Oh,
the next group has to come into the studio and do their thing.
Mhm.
Um, we just had a new babysitter this weekend.
oh
14.
shoot! I never even asked you
Yeah,
how it went.
we didn't get to talk about this. So she's 14 years old. And like it's really funny because like you think about like when even like 9 months ago, obviously like I don't think I would ever let obviously a 14-year-old watch my newborn baby, but like 9 months isn't that much different. And like
Pretty different.
it's pretty different, but at the same time, it's still a
He's not
14.
a mush.
But okay, but think about it like this: would you let a 14-year-old like could a 14-year-old be a parent? Like I guess technically yes, but
They
like
used to be.
yeah, I guess what I mean. Like, but like why? Like, isn't it crazy to think like okay, yeah, this 14-year-old's fine. Like she'll come in. This girl had never changed a diaper before, so I had to show
Ooh.
her how to do that. She was very concerned she was going to get peed on. I had to explain to her that most likely won't happen, but it is in the cards. It could possibly it could possibly happen. So I don't know. I mean, like it was just interesting because like I don't know. She's 14, so it's like what the fuck do you even tell her? Like it was just awkward. But she seemed to have fun with the kid. I also just didn't enjoy being here with a 14-year-old, so I just like left. Like what do you talk to a 14-year-old about?
Fortnite.
I don't think so, dude.
A girl? Oh, I don't know what a girl. I don't know.
She's really cool. She
Styles.
really liked the kid though. So like they played. She played with him like she was just like up and down the stairs with him. Like they were all over the place. He loved it. So it worked out.
Yeah, I mean, my concern about a 14-year-old isn't really the normal everyday activities. It's the when something goes wrong, not even with the
Right.
baby, in the house. anything could happen. A pipe could burst, the outlet could blow,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
anything, or
That's
like
true.
she can get scared, like someone could ring the bell. I don't know.
No, 100%.
That's
Those are my
and
concerns. And the fact that
yeah,
her mother, the fact
that's
that
the
she
scary
lives
thing.
next door and with with her mom and
Well,
dad, you know what I mean?
that's a way different thing.
And
That
yeah,
it's
like the mom brought her here and like came and hung out for 15 minutes and was like, she was assessing the situation for her daughter. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah.
it was like very clear what was going on, and it obviously
I'm
was
sh-
fine. Like, I wouldn't let my
I'm shocked
14-year-old girl
mom
go.
didn't like see you and just walk away, and be like, oh, we can't do this.
Yeah,
That's
me too.
creepy.
Like, I'm a creepy looking dude. Um, I'm really happy that she's coming again Saturday, and to be honest, I think I'm gonna have her come every single week because
It's just nice.
it's nice. It's nice. Like,
Yeah, because you don't get that same break I do. I mean, there's at least one day a weekend where I'm seeing my parents or Nicole's parents. Like,
right. And I feel like,
and
yeah,
just to have an hour, even if it's like just a little bit of like I don't have to be on top of him. That's all you need.
right. And
It's
that's
nice.
like, yeah, like, cause like this past weekend, like, it was nice because I think she came on, yeah, she came on Saturday, and like, it was just like the last wake time on Saturday, and like, I got to go out and hit golf balls, and like, even if I just stayed here, like I did stay here, I stayed on the computer for like an hour, just like doing work and shit. It's just nice to be able to be like, okay, he's in there, he's good. I can like focus on something else, like as opposed to like the nap where it's like maybe I have 2 hours or maybe I have 45 minutes. Like,
That is, dude, that is the worst.
it
When it's
sucks.
like you're expecting, because Michael's given us 3 hour naps. Like that'll be the one nap of the day, but he can give it to you. He hasn't in a while at this point, but
Yeah,
there was a time
for the
where
most
he was
part,
given like 2 to 3 hour naps, and if he does like an hour and a half, you're like, oh no, oh no.
yeah, I mean, for the most part, right now we're at like it's 2 hours in the morning, hour and a half at night, and like that's
That's what
just
we were.
it's just
That's where we were.
it's fine. And like it seems like we're slowly pushing towards that like maybe I don't know when one nap is supposed to happen actually. Maybe,
So Michael's always been behind in his wake windows, like always. Like if it was okay, once he's 6 months, he's up for 2.5 to 3.5 hours. He was always at the bottom, like
right, right.
always. So he should probably be at one nap a day, and consistently we can't get there. Today he did, and went to sleep a little earlier, but
Oh, so you're still not there.
we're still not there. He should be by
Oh,
now.
okay.
Like I think like around 18 months, it should like
Oh, okay.
anywhere between 12 and 18. It's gonna be gone. It's really up to your kid,
Right,
right?
right.
Like if he
Like
can handle it, he can
yeah.
handle it.
The
But
thing is like now is that the wake windows are getting longer, so it's just like and you could tell like you can go to put him down at 9:30, but like he needs to be up till 10. Like
yeah,
so it just like throws your day off like when those things start changing a little bit cuz like it wake windows are really cool because like they work really well. But when they start changing, you're like, "No. I'm not ready for the change."
I'm,
Like
I'm not ready for you to be up for 3 an hour, three and a
right.
half hours. I'm not ready for it. I feel you. I feel you.
All right, so that's two dads, one sippy cup. That is it for this week. We will see y'all again next Wednesday.
Probably not. Maybe.
Probably not.
I have a fantasy draft next Tuesday at 7.
All right, so we will figure it out for y'all. But we will
Yeah,
figure it out.
we will.
It'll be up
For
for
you,
next
Julia,
Wednesday.
I'll
Yeah,
do it.
for you, Julia. Julia. Goodbye.
Jules.